Hi, I'm Bailey. This is Bailey Talks, where I talk, you listen, and hopefully we both learn something along the way. No scripts, no filters, just unique conversations. Let's see where we end up. Have you played any sport?
Oh, growing up I played footy, but I haven't played in ages.
I'm the same.
Yeah.
I was playing fucking under 12s. I was the best player in under 10s.
And then everyone grew.
And then everyone got big. And everyone got big, and I was like, oh, fuck.
I'm the same, bro. Pulled out like year 8, year 9. I was I'm the smallest cunt going.
What do you do? What do you do for work?
So I do a bit of video editing.
Yeah,
and
nice.
And then when I'm not doing that, I'll do like NDIS shit. So,
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mowing lawns, fucking cleaning windows, picking up rubbish for junkies. It's fucked,
we had our fucking e-bike stolen last week from the Prince. And we saw the footage. This guy, he must be from the Housos, come with a knife, cut the thing, cut the rope. Because we locked them up. We ended up going to the Prince on Friday, had a few beers. We weren't going to have a big night. We ended up fucking going nuclear. We've heard that. We've all heard that story. We've all heard that story. Ended up the exchange till close.
Yeah.
And then, we woke up in the morning. We thought, there's no way our bikes are going to be stolen. Like, there's no way. We locked them up, got there, pulled up. There's no bikes there. And we were just like,
that sucks.
You're kidding.
Like those proper ones that everyone's on now, those big kind of.
Yeah, like the full nice ones.
How much are they?
They go for about 1,500.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got them from China, so we're a bit sus on it. Like
China.
Yeah, because they took like the China virus. They took fucking ages to get here, and we were like, oh no, we've just been fucking run here.
Yeah.
But they got here, we did them all up, and they were really good, but then they got stolen. So
that sucks.
I'm driving around through the houses now, like just fucking eyes peeled, because we know what the guy looks like. He had like a little fatty, little backpack, like high vis gear. It was 4 a.m. with an umbrella. I was pissing down rain, bro. We've got the footage and everything. And then I'm wigging out because every time I drive past someone, I'm like, that's him.
Yeah.
Bro, he's got a backpack on. That was the guy.
You've seen him around, 100%.
Oh,
You've probably seen him.
Oh, yeah. He probably
my
ends.
We went and walked through the houses. We went and walked through the junction houses looking for him. I was shitting my pants. I was like, people were yelling at us. Like, there were flies on me and shit. And
it's so funny, man. The housing commission, like, you're in the middle of like the nicest suburbs in Newcastle.
On the beach, bro.
The one at Bar Beach is great.
Yeah.
Like, Hamo, even.
What are they paying there?
Hamo South.
Oh, not much. The Hamo South one's wild. But, like, yeah, it's not far from nice shit at all.
Backs on the Merriweather Heights. It's like the most expensive real estate in the fucking city, and it's just junkies. Well, that house in across from Dixon Park there, the one that broke the suburb, it went for like 11 million. Yeah. And it literally, its back fence goes onto those housing commission blocks there. It's like the most expensive house in Newcastle.
Well, when I
Doesn't
go
make
to
sense, eh?
I go to the Bar Beach ones, and it's just like full housing commission, and then just like a line in the sand, and then just like $1 million houses. It's fucking wild, eh?
It is fucking crazy. Speaking of crazy, welcome back, Bailey Talks. I'm assuming we're live. Boys, ladies and gentlemen, we've got the Daily Blues boys. Joshy, Gabe, welcome, gents. Thanks for being here today.
Hello, mate.
It's just a Sunday morning. We've been talking probably for the last fucking like 20 minutes. We didn't even capture much of it. But anyway, we're back now.
We used all the good stuff up while the cameras were off.
That's how it goes.
It's a big mistake, eh? I feel like sometimes the best way to start a pod is like, you don't talk to the person. Like, you just like sit down, turn it on, and then you go bam, and it all comes out.
When we do our podcast, we learned early on, we'll try not to burn up, because we'd catch up. And
it's so true, eh?
We'd start talking to each other. I was like, how's your weekend, mate? Blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, we sort of should stop, because this is like the first half of our podcast.
What do you do? Do you literally just say like...
I'll rock up to Gabe's house, and I'll say, hey, mate, how you going? He goes, good. And then we don't really talk to each other. And then we
straight in the mirror.
We grab a bottle of water each, and then we do, it's strictly business. We're like, have we got to do ads today? Run through whatever stories we're going to do, and then turn the mics and like, hey mate, how you going? We try and not burn any
friendships on hold.
Yeah. We try and not burn anything up.
It's actually a good idea, but because you're right, you start like me and you before just talking about shit. Like
100%.
It's like save the crash room that you went to yesterday for the potty, you know, which I do want to talk about soon. But to start off, boys, obviously thanks for coming on today. You know,
pleasure.
You boys been smashing it for a couple of years now. I did a bit of studying of your history of the last couple of years. Did some stalking. Found out you've both got misses. When you started up, the punching you did this year in the boxing arena. That was pretty cool. Live podcast. He's merch.
Yes.
Yep. Shoes. You're doing a lot, boys.
Busy.
What's this year been like for you? 2024.
Yeah, it's been cool. I mean, it was a great start to the year. Obviously, doing the podcast Royale, that was something I never thought I'd do. Shout out to the Alpha Blokes and Alpha Events. training for that was insane. The podcast is going steady. It's growing. We got a great start on the podcast, I feel.
Yeah.
It's been great.
How did you start up? Take me back to the beginnings, the early days.
Let's take it from the top, Bailey.
Yeah, let's run it back.
Bailey, let's take it from the top.
Let's take it from the start.
Daily Blue News.
Yeah.
I started that. That was like, I love Batuta Advocate. I love news satire. I loved, did you watch The Chaser growing up? Chaser's War and everything.
Yep.
Frothed all that.
Yep.
And then it was over, as like most people's probably side projects did, it was over COVID. I'm a scaffolder. And at my old job, we had like a big warehouse, and it was just before we went into lockdown on COVID.
Yep.
And the boys were like, well, we're not going to be able to go to the pub for a while. We should get a few cartons and have a lock-in.
Yep.
And that got me, one thing led to another, and I nearly got sacked. I got stood down from work for like a couple of weeks.
What, because Bender?
We broke some stuff and we fucked this shed up pretty bad, and it got pinned on me, probably rightly so. I was sort of
Pinned on me, should have been me.
There's a couple of us, but I took the rap from the boys. It's all good. And then so I got stood down from work for a couple of weeks, and then we went into lockdown pretty much straight away. So I was like, I'd always kind of had this idea of like, I wanted to do Batuta Advocate, but for Newcastle. Yeah. So I was like, well, I'm literally doing nothing all day. I was like stuck at home, no job or anything. So I was like, so I just had a crack and started fucking around with a few templates on Canva and started Daily Blue News. And then I think with a lot of, I wish it was like that now with the algorithm, but like I was just smashing, like I was putting content out, and I think because everyone was just at home on their phones over COVID, everything was just going berserk, and it took off quite quickly, which I was like, fuck yeah, this is mad.
How quickly are we talking?
I reckon.
How quick would you got to 10K followers, you reckon?
Oh, that probably it might have taken maybe a year.
Yeah.
A year. But I was like,
that's quick, but
I was really enjoying like writing. I was like, I was doing shit. I was like Daily Blue. I was like doing shit every day. And I was like, fuck, I wish I could do it now because I got zero fucking motivation now. But I was like cranking out articles every day. And it was good. It went really good.
Because it was so nice and newy too.
It was
like
all
just got around.
Yeah, it was super niche, newy stuff, which it was fun and it was fun to write about. And then so that sort of took off, and then the page sort of kept going. And then my mate Isaac Butterfield, he's a comedian. So that was kind of over COVID as well. He was like, hey, I'm going to do a podcast. Do you want to co-host it with me? I was like, I actually wanted to do a podcast myself. But I was like, fuck, I didn't have any gear, and I was like, didn't really know even where to start. But he's sort of full time with what he's doing. So he had a studio in his house. He was like, just come here. So I'd just rock up, do the podcast and go home.
Oh, perfect.
So it was great. So we did that. And then Gabe was the producer on that.
Yep. Yeah.
So that's how we met. And then Butsy had a kid and he got kind of busy, and I could see he was kind of losing interest in the pod. Yeah. But we were still loving it. Yeah. So I could kind of see that was going to come to an end, and sort of said to Gabe, I was like, well, hey, why don't we keep the dream alive? So that was where we started Daily Blue Weekly. So because Gabe had podcast gear, so we just set up in Gabe's spare room.
Mate, I was literally last night, I was in bed. My missus was like, what the fuck are you doing on your phone? I was just middle of the night, just scrolling through your page, just like looking at all your templates you did back in the day. And you're right. It really started with like just your funny fucking like niche, newy, like and man, the likes are crazy. Like thousands of likes.
I would fucking kill for what it used to do.
I know.
I like to think it's the algorithm. It's realistically, it's probably just I'm not very funny or trying very hard anymore.
I just reckon it was COVID. Was it the time?
Let's say that, bro. Let's go with that.
It not funny. It would have been a bit, but
how do you come up with those ideas? But it's the time.
Mate, it was like, you know what? And it's like, I think it's just a momentum thing. Is like when you're doing it, it's like the gym or anything. It's like when you're doing it all the time, the juices are flowing and you're just like in the zone. And then you like one thing. And then the other thing I was good at is like when I would have the ideas, I'd put them in my phone.
Good.
And then
in the notes?
Yeah, and you do, or I'd just do it. And the fun, when I was at that job, I had so much spare time and I didn't give a fuck about it. So I would just do heaps of it at work while I was at work. Now I'm just fucking
which is not translated to the podcast.
No,
any notes in there. Good thing you're good off the
It's a bit like that, hey. I think like being like having those creative ideas and those funny moments, like you can get them at the weirdest times, like in the shower, you can be at the shops, and if you don't write them down, like it just
gone, bro. You have to.
And also,
you tell yourself you remember.
You don't know if it's gonna like land well. Like you sort of think, oh, is that gonna be funny? Like, or like sometimes that your best ideas probably do your worst, and then sometimes the ideas you're like, oh, I don't know if this is actually people are gonna receive this well, and then like it goes berserk.
I would write articles and I would sit there and like craft it so it was like this. I would like put heaps of time into it, and I was like, this is fucking hilarious. Like this is like the funniest thing I've ever written, and I would put it out there and it would completely flop. I'd be like, It's algorithm.
Shit.
Definitely algorithm. Or
Blame
then
someone else.
or then you do one on the fly that you wouldn't really put any thought into and barely write, and then post
Yeah.
that, and it would go gangbusters. And I was like,
Yeah.
well, I clearly know what the fuck I'm talking about. Like, yeah.
So really, it sort of transferred with the posts, the articles, and then you sort of moved more into the podcast space with Gabe. What was your early thoughts on the whole Daily Blues, and how early were you involved in like the page, say?
Well, yeah, I'm not involved with like the news at all, like the
Yeah.
stories and headlines. Like Blue does all that himself, but
Yeah.
in terms of like the podcast and creating the clips and that, like, pretty much since the start of it, mate. Yeah.
Have you had a background in that? Like, what were you?
Oh, I was like, I wanted to. You good? Yeah, I wanted to get into like social media and editing that for a while, and then like so when I did start working on the podcast, with Butterfield, like I saw Bluey post that they were looking for a producer. That's how I got on board there.
Yeah.
And I was like, sweet, this is mad. Met Bluey, and I was like, righto, this guy's fucking funny. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like half the time, he's who I'd be laughing at during the podcast. So when Bluey's like, let's fucking do one, I was like, yeah. I actually started doing a podcast which got no traction by myself just because like I wanted to do one.
Yeah.
And it was probably in a similar vein to what you're doing here. Like
Yeah,
I wanted
yeah.
to talk to different people.
Yeah.
I actually kind of got on a little bit of like a self-development kind of phase
Yeah,
because
cool.
like I was like, I don't know, kind of going through shit
Yeah.
like mentally, and I was feeling a bit lost in that.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I need to like spread the messages of the
For
books
sure,
I'm
for
reading.
sure.
And then like I realized that you kind of come off like a bit of a flog.
Yeah.
not you, because you're not spreading that.
But
it's
I know what you're saying.
it's like, you know, you read how to win
fucked.
friends and influence people, and you're like, you need to say people's names,
I
guys.
do
Like,
that, I'm a flog, right?
what I was doing.
but you're right though, because it is hard to like, because everyone likes self-development, everyone
Yeah.
wants to grow. It is important, but
Yeah.
when you sit behind a camera and talk about it, some people can
And
be
why
like,
am I
well,
who you should listen
exactly,
to? It's like, oh, this
does
message
guy
is
even-
important, but
yeah.
But the other
You
thing,
know?
when you do learn those things and they do impact you positively, you're like, I want other people
that's how I felt.
to know, which is like, it's a great thing to want.
Yeah.
And then, but for some reason, you can't
Preach it.
come off a bit.
Yeah.
I
Well,
know.
you are preaching.
Exactly.
So you do come off as preachy because that's what you're doing. But it is a totally noble and good thing to do.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But unfortunately, it just sometimes comes off as like,
100%. And that is literally like my battle too, is like, I'm torn between like wanting to keep it light, hard, fun. People love the fun shit, the funny shit. But then there's a part of me as well that I do like the mental health space, the men's side of things, letting men talk, and women too. I love having women on as well.
We all love women.
Hey, listen,
That's on the record.
we love women. We love women. That's going to be the caption of the video. We love women. We've got misses, so we love women. We love our
mums are
girls.
women. All our
Yeah,
mums
we
are
love
women.
our mums.
How can we not?
But you're right. It is hard.
Yeah,
and also staying like you know this as well, Gabe. Like staying motivated by yourself is difficult. Like
100%,
having someone
bro.
with you to bounce ideas off. When you're down, they'll pick you up. When they're down, you
Yep.
pick them up.
That's what's been great about it. Like we
yeah,
hold each other accountable,
partnership.
and
Yeah.
neither of us really like. At the very least, we're both going to turn up. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
true,
Like,
true.
Because you have days
On
where, like,
days, off
bro,
days.
and like some days, like he'll be full of beans and I'll be rat's ass. It still
Yeah.
gets done.
Yeah.
Some days vice versa. And some days we both come in and we're like, not feeling it today. It's
Yeah.
like, well, we're here, turn the cunt on, let's go.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
just that consistency thing.
True.
And
And
it's
it
so
winds
much
up being
easier.
fun anyway.
Like,
Like,
you
it's
always
always
get
fun.
going, man. It's
Like,
always good
Yeah,
when you
true,
get
true.
there.
You do get there.
100%,
But you're
man.
right. Sometimes you'll finish one, you'll be like, we nailed that, boys, versus, oh, fuck,
Yeah.
let's just not talk about that. We'll get off. Or,
Well, we've had one of those, and Beauty didn't press record. Like, wrap the
Did
episode,
ya?
like that was fun. Or man, might have been the SD card corrupted. Like, there's
Yeah,
been a
yeah,
few where
yeah,
we
yeah.
thought they were really fun, funny episodes, and then I've gone to edit it, and I've just gone, had
You're
to text
kidding.
Bluey, and he's like, "Fuck me,"
Yeah.
like, yeah.
What is your background like? You used to, as in, we used mates before all this.
We
or-
met on the other podcast.
we
Oh,
met
Pretty
on
much.
the
true.
pod,
Yeah, right. What's your relationship been like? As in, have you guys clicked? Did you click pretty quickly? Are you sort of the same person?
I clicked with Gabe. First, Gabe sent this really very impressive resume.
Yeah, right.
Like he went because Isaac advertised for the job.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, I've got this resume and I read it. And I was like, he'd obviously put a lot of effort into it. And
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
this is mad.
And
I was
Mayo on it.
And
Yeah,
mate, I could see the GST and I was like,
Yeah.
I don't care. This is good. And then I was like, I'm not talking shit about Isaac, but he was pretty rat's ass with the pod. And
Yeah,
Gabe
yeah,
was
yeah.
trying really hard, being quite professional. Like, I mean, fuck me. Like, how professional can you be when you're doing this? But he's punting right now. I can see.
I was pointing at him because I was saying like that's who I've got
Oh.
here. Is like someone like, well, he is fucking punning, but but having
to be fair, it's Sunday.
yeah, exactly.
Soccer.
I can see
The footy's on the sale.
thought
We're
he
gonna
had the
find some
horse
try
races.
scorers. Just like get up on the screen there. Actually, we should do that one day. Get the races up. Or actually, Melbourne Cup boys. That's not a bad topic. Did we have a win?
I'm not into the horses.
You're not a punter.
I like the social aspect of it, but I'm not.
You'll go to the races.
I will go to the races.
Yeah.
I'm there to source. Like, I'm not really into the horses.
What about yourself?
Oh, barely, mate. I have a bunch of mates that are into it. I put like a bet on the Melbourne Cup and it was
Not
just dog
massive on
shit.
it?
Nah.
Yeah, right.
Like, I like the races. I'll go to them, like blue. But,
I don't mind a fucking punt, boys. I'll be honest. I don't mind one.
you like
But
punt?
yeah, but I've slowed up a little bit. I bought a house a few weeks ago in Charlestown. So
Congratulations.
thank you, bro.
Mate, that's great
Thank
house.
you.
Yeah.
With the missus, so the
That's
finances have tightened.
Oh, yeah.
And then you
Scary.
sit down. You're like, all right, we've got to pay this much on the mortgage, this much on strata, this much on this. And I'm thinking, oh shit. So you don't really have a chance to really anymore.
Yeah.
Well,
And
how'd
even
you
if
go on the Cup, mate?
not bad.
Yeah.
I backed a couple of winners. The cup itself, fucking rat's ass. Nothing exciting there. But I had some mates who cleaned up some mystery trifecta. So one mate, $3 won like $8,000.
Yeah.
Jesus.
See the guy who won like 3 mil
Brimo.
online. Oh, actually, no, true. Jeez, he got out of that well, didn't he?
Hopefully.
Mum,
Well-
I think he's sweet. I think he's
Oh,
in the
really?
clear. Yeah.
Okay.
Can't,
cool.
He's blamed his mum. He's brought his mum into it. It's his
straight under
account. It's
the
Brumo. No one's gonna get. He's not gonna get in trouble. He's bringing his mums into
Mum-
it.
Mum-
Yeah,
Mum-
surely. Mum will do
I
it.
read that article and I was like, oh my
Brother.
God. The footy bets.
Yeah.
100%. But like, look, I'm not gonna throw anyone on the bus, but you're allowed to have a punt if you play footy. Like,
Surely.
probably not on the footy, but like
Yeah.
other shit.
What else
like,
are you gonna do?
you know, exactly. Like,
The rest of us, huh?
yeah, 100% they are.
It's a suck that's the funnest sport to bet on, too.
Actually, you had your punters club trip.
I did.
What was that like?
It was
Because
so much
that
fun.
was just the first thing I had written down. Was first night
punters.
fever in the punters club.
Yeah,
trip.
we went to the Cox Plate 2 weeks ago. So we were at Flemington. the
How
other
was
week.
that?
It was really good. The guys I went with are a bit older. They're like
Okay.
sort of 40, early 40s.
Still
and,
loose?
Yeah, well, they don't get out a lot. But so this is like
Right.
their
outing.
weekend. So it was fucking good.
What's your system with your punters club? Because I've been in one. They're always a bit different. How do you set yours up?
I'm in two, and
Oh,
they both
true.
work really well.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
the one that I'm in, we don't bet. It's pretty much just a big savings account. So we
Just
all
don't
pay,
bet.
we pay like $20 a week.
Yeah.
And we don't punt it, and it's pretty just this kitty. So
It's
like
just
once
like a
year,
trip away
and
thing.
Yeah, and it pays for everything, which is sick.
Yeah.
And then this other one we're in, we pay $50 a week.
Yeah.
2 blokes bet. There's 13 of us. There was 14, but one pulled out. So there's 13. We're in 2 teams.
Yep.
One bloke bets each week, so 100,
team.
and then everything else gets saved, and then you bank everything you win as well.
So is it a bit of team versus team thing
Team
going
versus
on?
team. So end of year we have a prezzo. Top punter gets a ring, like a championship ring.
Wow.
We've got like a golden baggy. We've got baggy caps, like cricket caps. Top punter gets a golden one, like in
Yeah,
the big
yeah,
bash.
yeah.
So that one's nice. That's pretty professional.
So was that the one you had recently?
No, that was the one. Excuse me, the one I just went on was with the just the savings account with the old blokes. So
Yeah,
that was
right.
fucking good, man. It was
that-
good to see like that because they're all old footballers.
Yeah,
and,
right,
just good to see
right.
them cut loose. It was
Yeah,
nice.
yeah,
Good fun.
yeah. Mate, punters club trips, they're pretty loose, aren't they?
Yeah, I was hurting, man. How old are you, Bailey?
26.
26.
Yeah.
Same as you,
Yeah.
eh?
Yeah.
And he's got a house.
How old are you now? Dad? How old are
Just.
you now? 31. He could probably attest to this. Like once you hit 30, bro, you do. It's like the second you hit 30, the hangovers.
Yeah,
You're
get
just,
ya.
I'm just exhausted, man. Like it just takes not even grog sick or anything, but just tired, man. For like
Few
a
days.
week, bro. It's like
True.
it's pretty much Friday. I come good now.
You still do scaffolding than that?
Yeah, every day.
What are you,
Every day,
Still,
mate,
yeah.
every day.
Tell me about a hangover day working. Like, it doesn't get much worse than that, does
It's
it?
dark, man.
They're,
Let me tell you.
they're the
It's grim.
delegating days.
It's grim. Yeah. Yeah. It's fucking, it's a hard job at the best of times. So I try and, the Sunday sourcing sort of gone now. I try and limit my Sunday sessions, but yeah, it's a tough, because I've got my own business now as well.
True.
So there's a lot of responsibility. You got to
Yeah.
talk to people when you
Yeah.
bust it. It's fucked. It's fucking
That's the
shit.
hardest part. It's like me, bro, because I'm an optometrist. So, like, I can't hide at work because I've got a list of people that I'm seeing. Like, first cab in the morning, like, I've got family coming in, like 6, 5, and 7. I'm like, I've just realised you can't be dust as an optometrist.
Yeah, up in their face too.
And like all my mates work from home or work in business, or and you can hide a bit, you can get away with it. But me, bro, you can't hide.
Nah.
Like
Interacting with customers, like you're fucked.
it's different, eh?
Yeah.
That retail health space, like
Having to talk to people.
you can't hide. It's
very
you
scary.
get found out pretty quick. And through uni and that, even like placement, I remember I still used to love a party. I was living down in Victoria. I still used to love to go 3 days a week. We go Wednesday Lammies, Thursday nights, and then Sundays we do a Sunday session. And you rock up to like placement and that, and I'd just be cats, I'd be cactus. And everyone would just know me as that guy who's just going to be hungover. Like, I don't know how I got through uni, but You find a way. You find a way.
Oh, you get it done.
Eventually.
Those days, yeah, I was like 3 sessions a week, pretty much my whole 20s. I don't know how I used to do it, Like, it's fucking, like, looking back, like, one hurts me now.
Yeah, nah, it slows you right down. Boys, take me back. I want to go back to April this year because I do want to talk about the Royale, Gabe.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
What was, firstly, tell me about when you found out what was going on. What was your initial reaction to that? And then walk me through the whole process, because it looked to me like obviously it's a great idea that they come up with. Were you a bit like nervous about it? Were you like pumped? How did you decide you were going to go ahead? Or
100%. Like, I was nervous going into it. What happened is the boys put the call out on Instagram Reels. I think it might have been Buster from the Two Flogs, and I was like, Bluey, we should put your name in the ring. Like, I just want like Bluey to do it, and like I was like,
sit in his corner.
Hit him up, we'll message him, boys, tag us in this reel, whatever.
Yeah.
And they got back to Bluey because they hit up the news page, and like, and Bluey's just rang me, and I'm like, oh, mate. He's like, yeah, I got good news. He's like, yeah, the potty Royale, we're on for it. I'm like, mate. He's like, but it's a tag team. You got to do it with me. And I was like, yeah, like, right. I was apprehensive at first. I was like, yeah, right, oh, fuck it. It'll be mad. He's like, yeah, bro, it'll be mad. Like, just do it.
Yeah.
And yeah, bro. Like, once we trained so hard.
Well, that's what I know. Tell me about the training. Like, what were you doing?
So I had the concept there. Bluey like got recommended that from his mate Hag.
Yeah, nice.
That's right.
He's been boxing there for a while.
Yep.
And yeah, we got put on it. There's like it's like a little boxing gym.
At the back, eh?
Yeah, there's just this old dude that runs it. He's like this fossil called Artie.
Character, bro.
Yeah. Everyone knows him. He's just this old, like, just loves horses and boxing. Like, I think he's just like, how old would Artie be?
Oh,
loves horses and boxing.
He'd be in his late 60s or 70s.
Yeah.
Deaf as a doornail.
Yeah.
And just
Is he?
And his
so
one-liners
funny.
are great. Like, he's just a classic kind of boxing coach. You'd see him in a movie, I reckon.
Yeah,
like,
he's like Rocky's coach. Kind
Yeah,
of.
yeah.
And then, so we were like, we've got to take this pretty fair income because I can't fight. I'm not a fighter.
I knew the boys were going to be bigger than me, so I was like,
well, they were
I need to
pretty
take
big
this
boys.
serious.
Like,
about Bluey's height, maybe a little bit bigger.
big Queenslanders, were they?
Yeah.
Where were they from?
Cairns area.
Did you know much about them before?
Nah.
Yeah.
Sort of done a bit of research when we found.
What were
out
they like?
Lovely
as
fellas.
blokes. Good
Great
fellas.
blokes, 100%. Yeah. They were awesome.
Yeah.
So
That was
what
great,
your training? Talk me through like a week of training. What were you getting up to?
So just at the start, it was just like learning how to throw a punch.
Yeah, 100%.
Turning your shoulder over. And
Yeah, just
stuff
all
like
the basics. And then after a while, they're like, okay, it was just pretty much sparring. We'd do 3 sessions.
Yeah.
2 of them would be fucking punching the fuck out of each other.
Did you do a bit of sparring?
All we did was sparring.
Oh, after
Really?
3 weeks, 4
Probably
weeks.
3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
True.
But we trained for...
Because he goes, you boys aren't going to learn how to box honestly
you
in this
just-
time period. So you just need to get used to throwing punches and getting punched,
hit.
kind of thing.
Well, that's not a bad philosophy there, really.
It was good. It worked well. But we'd end up... Yeah, we had 2 like really good hard spars a week and then one...
Would you
just
sparring each other, or did you have other boys in
It's
there?
like all we did.
So you were just fighting each other.
Thankfully,
Fucking
Bluey held his
hell.
punches some of the time.
I was gonna say.
and he probably wouldn't say it, but I could tell our last session. That's how I knew he was pulling his punches half the time.
Yeah,
because
you got
I'm
a
like,
few-
Bluey, you got to throw your punch like right, and he fucking rocked me.
Yeah. I'm fucking 20 kilos heavier than
True.
100%, but like,
I would come in some days from a bad day at work and I was
Would ya?
like, Gabe's
I'm
going to
gonna
get it.
fuck
Gabe's like, fucking going to be hard today. I had a really bad day.
You're right, boy. I had a fucking shit day at work, mate. Make sure your fucking hands are up this far and so.
But it's a rewarding process, like getting better at it. And then there's also days where like you don't want to have an ego in there, especially when you're sparring like the
100%.
person you're up against. You are having a spar, but there'd be times where someone would get a good one, or like kind of even accidentally.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got a good one,
Yeah.
and then it's on.
It's
like
100%.
Yeah.
As a bloke, with it, especially used to, you like working together, you know each other quite well.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty that's pretty difficult for you to.
Yeah,
It was
especially the first punch. Like that was always the weirdest.
And
one.
you're almost like, who's gonna hit who first?
Yeah.
Like, and you land one, and you're like, are you sorry? Are you like, oh, fucking cop that, fuckwit, or like,
there's a
Oh,
few-
he pissed me
there's a
off.
few
Blue
wars.
be like, "You're right, mate." Like all the time, like "Fuck off, cunt, I'm
yeah,
right." Like,
yeah.
and it wasn't malicious at all. Like,
Stop being a good bloke.
yeah.
Fuck you.
Nah, it was great. It was great. It was honestly one of the best things I reckon I've ever done in terms
True.
of like, mate. Because I played footy my whole life.
Yeah.
And like with footy, after you've been doing it for a while, it's basically you kind of understand what's required of you, and you're just trying to get better at the stuff that you already know.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
boxing, everything was brand new.
Yeah.
So it was really fun to be like, I was so bad at it all, and it was like fun to kind of feel yourself getting better, and you
Yeah.
were learning something pretty much every time you went in
You
there.
felt progress pretty much every time.
which was really really cool.
Especially in terms of fitness.
Yeah, the fitness was
Yeah.
great.
True, true.
And getting punched in the head's like it's a very humbling experience as well. Because then sometimes we'd spar each other, but then sometimes these guys would come in who were boxers and fucking properly towel us up.
Okay.
Because you
Yeah.
think
Shout
you were
out
getting,
Lummy.
you think you were getting
Getting
good.
a bit good,
You're
yeah.
like, I'm going alright here. And then, like, this pommy fella Lummy had come in, and he was an amateur champion in England.
Yeah.
And you think you're going alright, and then he'd come in and just fucking
tear you up.
whoop you, bro. And you're like, yeah, I suck. Okay, good.
Yeah.
I started laughing one time I was sparring him. Like, I think he went a bit easy on me too. Like, he towered Bluey the moment before. And that's not even disrespect.
Nah,
like,
he fucked me up.
Like, he fucking, like, it was a first, like, Bluey's trying to fight back. And, like,
It was an assault,
and Bluey's
like,
like, ah! Like,
Yeah. I couldn't get near him, and he just jabbed my head off, and I was like getting really upset.
but it was like a ghost, man. I went like 1, 1, 2, and it was just miss. And I started laughing. I was like, how did I just
It
miss
makes you
all of
appreciate
them?
the sport more too.
100%.
It is a pretty hectic sport, especially like UFC and that as well. When you bring like kicks and shit into it and wrestling and all that.
No
like,
way, bro.
It's the hardest, bro. It's ridiculous.
What was the night like or the day? What was it in Sydney or was it? Where
As in,
was
on
it?
the Gold Coast.
Goldie.
Goldie.
Convention
Yeah,
Centre.
right.
Yeah.
Greatest night of my life.
Yeah.
Run me through the day, preparation leading up to it.
So-
how he's feeling when he's woke up.
Gabe's partner Lil came up with us, and a couple
Yep.
of my mates came. They were like our corner men, but they were just on the tear the whole time.
Yeah, as
So
you-
I
as you
stayed.
would be.
We stayed
As
away
you would
from
be.
them.
Yeah.
We had a pretty professional build up. I think we were pretty.
Yeah.
A few walks and a few stretches and that. And
Yeah.
we went out for brekkie the day of the fight.
Game day. It's game day.
It was
boys.
game day. Game day prep was good, and then so it was at the Gold Coast Convention Centre. It was 5,000. It was
wow.
fucking huge.
5,000 people.
It was massive.
How many fights were there? Did they have?
7, 8.
Maybe 8?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I reckon.
Yeah.
Just all other podcasters,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
and
Then
so-
all in blindfold fight. That was
yeah.
wild too.
And we were like fourth fight maybe.
yeah, I
We
think
were
that's
early,
right.
which was nice because we could get it done and then enjoy the night.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the fight,
All the fighters in the same room, but before you go out.
what was that like?
Well, it was fine, but
Yeah.
like you're 20 meters from the blokes you're
How'd
about
yous
to
met
punch
'em?
on. Oh, you said g'day when we got
Yeah,
there, and like
yeah.
it was friendly. You know,
Yeah.
we weren't like being pricks to them
Nah,
or anything.
nah,
but
nah.
when you're
The
in
same
there,
time, you're
you're
about
not
to
really
box
saying anything to each other.
Yeah.
Before when you're ready.
Was
We're
it
there
pretty
practicing.
serious? Like, were there people like was it?
it was
people
professionally run.
Okay,
Like,
so it was pretty legit,
it was a
right?
big professional event. Yeah.
Yeah.
They must have fucking spent a bomb.
They
was
do
gonna
such a good
say,
job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
What
really,
have
really
they-
well done. Like like Hello Sport Boys were there.
Yeah.
Danny Green was commentating.
Yeah, wow.
Like it was live streamed, and there was like corporate tables, and it was a
It's a
whole
great
shebang.
idea.
Really good.
I wonder if they made much money from it. Like,
I
wonder if
reckon-
it was-
I reckon they're running
reckon
it
they
back,
would
so I
have.
reckon they made a fair bit of
You
coin.
reckon?
Fastest selling boxing event in Australian history, apparently.
It
Is that what they said?
sold out. It
Yeah.
sold out quicker than fucking Green and Money.
They need to make a bigger venue, like more seats, more tickets.
I reckon
Yeah.
they could.
They could,
Or
for
you keep
sure.
it more exclusive and up the price.
Yeah.
Either one of the two.
Yeah.
And their audience is huge, and then you get like We Meanwell, Jarchi was there. Their audience is huge. Our audience
Yeah.
is all right. Like,
Yeah.
but you got those fucking top tier podcasters there. Like,
Yeah.
why not put on something like that? People are gonna love to see
Oh.
it. You know what I mean?
Did you just have support there? Did you have people cheering for you and that? Like,
Yeah.
We had a surprising amount of support because it was up in Queensland, and then the whole crowd ended up going for us by the end of the fight. They were chanting like because ours was billed as like New South Wales v Queensland.
course,
kind
of
thing.
course, of course,
And
yeah.
and then by the end of the fight, they were like chanting New South Wales. And
New South
yeah,
Wales.
it was really surreal. Like, the whole thing was like ridiculous. And then we went to the casino afterwards and won a fucking shitload of coin after that. So I was like, it was the greatest. It was the greatest night.
it was a great night.
Top 3 all time nights I've
Is
ever
that
had.
right?
It was, mate. It was.
What about the
comical.
fight? What were the feelings going in just before you was about to ding it? What was the setup? Tag team, was it?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it was built as a tag team. So the idea was like, we'd said from the start, we're like, we're not going to tag because we trained really hard, and we would, by the end, we were sparked because it was 2-minute rounds.
We were
and
doing threes.
We were doing threes, and we were doing like individual 3 threes comfortably. So I was like, we can do 2
minute
minutes,
rounds.
one on, one
We'll be
off.
fit enough to go. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Gabe was like, well, when should we tag? I was like, we won't tag. I'll do the first round, you do second. I'll do third, you do fourth.
Good.
That'll be
Good.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And these boys were knocking up and tagging like midway through the round.
Right.
So
Crowd didn't like it.
Crowd didn't like it.
Nah.
The crowd turned on them very quickly.
Yeah.
As you would.
So then I was like, when they tagged the fresh bloke in, just plant your feet and fucking belt
Yeah,
the fresh
yeah,
bloke, and then
yeah,
I'll
yeah.
get you at the end of the round. And
Yeah.
So it worked perfectly. But before we went out, we were standing behind the thing. I was like,
Blue was cool as a cucumber, which helped.
and it was
Yeah.
At least on the
weird.
outside.
I would have been quaking in my boots, I reckon.
I
eh?
was holding it down, but I was a bit nervous.
Were ya?
Yeah.
100%.
I knew
you
we
would.
were going to win. I was like,
yeah.
we
Did
tried,
ya?
mate, it sounds so arrogant. and stupid.
Confidence.
I was like, because I was,
Which helped me, hey.
I should have been
yeah,
scared, but I was like, I knew how hard we trained, and I was like, we're going to go and belt these.
Like,
blokes.
he
It was-
literally
yeah.
said to me as we're walking out, we're waiting for our song to come on that. He's like, bro, we're going to win. And I was like, yeah, we're going to win.
True,
like,
true,
yeah,
true,
it was
yeah.
fucking really cool to have that
That
kind
would
of
have
cool
helped.
spirit there. And like having someone with you like Blue, like,
Yeah.
made so much
100%.
easier for
Well,
me.
especially playing footy for many years.
Yeah.
Like, you've been in that arena to some degree, you know, like that
Yeah,
physical
never
battle.
even to that scale, but getting ready for like something big, like
True.
a big going
True.
to do, yeah,
True.
that kind of thing.
It would help a little bit.
I reckon for sure.
I did like 10 shits, bro. Like before. Like, I was so nervous. Actually, I was waiting for the toilet when we first got there. I was like, I need to go. And then this bloke who walked out was a bloke we were versing, and he just did the shit of doom in there. Like, alpha me as soon as I got there.
Bit of intimidation.
Just give him the head nod.
Warm
How
the
big
seat
was
for
it?
me.
Time calls all down the bowl.
How big was it? Did you measure it?
Pistol over the seat and that.
I'll fucking do a bigger shit than you. I'll do a fucking bigger shit than you, bro.
Yeah.
Just eye him off as he walks
Big
by.
upper decker.
Couldn't ride it.
How did you perform well? Like, obviously he's won, but like, were you happy with how it went?
Yeah.
Did you land any good shots?
Oh, blue towed him up. Is it true? Like,
True.
Considering.
I want you to see some footage of this. I actually want to see. Have you got any on your
I've
phone?
got the vlogs on YouTube. The back end of it, you can see how the highlights were. Yeah, you can get that.
So you were pretty. So you were pretty sharp, Bluey, right?
I was watching it live. I was like,
Just humbly, you know. You.
my phone.
I was happy with. I was heaps happy.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I can't fight. Like I've never been a fighter or anything. But like we trained, like I said, we trained really hard, and I think that we were just fit.
Yeah.
I'm used to getting belted, so I was like, the longer it goes on, we're gonna just be sweet. And they trained a lot, but they weren't. They were not fit.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
No, I got a couple of good shots in it.
Oh mate, I'd love.
Denny Green goes at one point. Bluey's toweling them both. So that was pretty sick.
Yeah,
you got
I
it?
need
Yeah.
to see that footage, bro. Because I was looking at the event, and because I hadn't heard much about it until Jay brought it up, and I was saying, "What do you reckon I should chat with the boys about?" And he was like, "Bro, you got to check out the Royale." And I said, "What?"
Yeah.
Went back, had a look.
It was great.
What a great idea.
You should. It's because they're doing it again this year.
Are they?
They'll do it every year.
Yeah,
Blue was going to fight again, but
I was going to
something
fight
came
again,
up.
but I've got a wedding on the same weekend.
Oh,
and
you're
I'm a groom,
kidding.
so-
When was it? Well,
It's the same
was
date,
it?
so end of
April.
April.
Yeah, wow.
You should put your name in the ring because they do a call out. So they'll do it every year.
Yeah, right.
And they'll I said to Jacob and that too, like you should throw your hat in it. Just as something to do. Not even for like it's good exposure for your pod and that, but just
Yeah.
as something to do.
Also a challenge, you know.
Yeah,
And an
bro.
opportunity, mate. Like fight in front of that many people.
Yeah,
Who gets to say
yeah.
they've done that?
It
you
would
know?
be pretty fun.
You should 100% do it, bro. Like you should.
Well, you won't get in this year, but next year.
Yeah.
Because
well-
they'll do it and they'll book it in. It'll probably be the same weekend every year. And they put a call out. They're like, hey, if you're interested, like you just fill out a form and it's fun. I would 100% recommend doing it.
Man, it's a crazy thing. I feel like it's one of those things like early on you'd be like, oh yeah, like this is gonna be sweet, you train for it, and then you get to it and you'd be like, shit, it's about to happen.
Yeah, bro. That's
was
how
like
I felt.
that.
It makes you appreciate the sport too more, I reckon.
Yeah.
Like boxing.
Yeah.
You know, once you get in, have a bash yourself, it's like
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Like you're a pretty fit guy, but like it's different, bro. Like even Blue is pretty fit. Like that first round's insane. Yeah.
so you knocked him down. The big
Was
is
this
that
the end
the
of the
crowd
fight?
chanting?
Yeah, and the Hello Sport boys loving it too.
Oh, that's a good right. Dropped him again.
Yeah, and I'm going, it's done.
So is that what? Can they stop the fight or?
Oh, the ref
It went
was
to the end.
The ref didn't really. He was.
He was very
Bro, the
generous
big
with his
unit you're
counts.
boxing looks. He's struggling. Oh,
It's not your
Get him,
fault,
Bluey,
but there's a
you
point where you
reckons?
get him in the back of the head because he turns, you get bang bang.
I think the best part is you've got the Hello Sport.
Oh.
Yeah.
Absolutely giving it to you. I think I told you this last time. I don't know if it was Tom or Eddie, but they just kept saying about your veins in your eyes.
Yeah,
I was looking good.
yeah. No, look, I think Bluey's the only bloke here who's got veins coming out of his bicep or whatever. All I got was Gabs wearing very sensible shoes. I was like, oh, cheers, Eddie.
I did a few
Gabe,
push-ups
you look
before I went
alright,
out.
but you're throwing them.
No, I held my own. Like,
Yeah,
I think I could have done better, but I did hold
They're
my
pretty
own.
big boys too, eh?
They weren't small.
You're throwing the jab, getting the head moving. Fuck, I love this, boys.
Yeah.
I'm actually really happy for you that you did
Thanks,
this.
man. It was great. We were stoked.
A lot of people would turn down that sort of opportunity, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was on a high for ages after it. I was like, I can't believe we did it. I still can't believe we did it. I'm so happy we did it.
So
Like,
the live potty you used to have, you done one of them before?
that was our first one.
Was
Yeah.
that after or before the
After.
boxing?
After.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's
How
definitely
did,
after.
tell me about that. What was that like?
City Junction Hotel messaged me ages ago and were like,
Yeah.
hey, if you ever want to do anything,
Yeah.
let us know. I was like, yeah, sweet. And then we had our 50th episode coming up.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, hey, what do you think about we do a live podcast? And
Yeah.
they were like, yep, 100%, whatever you need. They were really good. They were
Yeah.
very accommodating. And then we were like,
We'll make it free.
With the whole thing with this pod, we're just making it up. We kind of like,
Yeah.
you see what like the big dogs are doing and
Yeah.
you try and emulate it a bit, but literally we're just like, we're just having
Go
a
with the
go,
flow.
kind of
Yeah.
making it up. We're like, we'll do this live show.
We essentially pay people to come. You're like, we'll
Yeah,
give
we-
you a schooner.
We put a bit of money on the
Is that
bar.
right?
We put a bit of money on the bar and we're like, try because we're like,
Were there tickets? Like, did you charge?
no, we made free event. We were just
Yeah,
like, because you
right.
want like 50. We're only 50 episodes in.
Yeah.
And, like,
Yeah,
we're not,
yeah.
I'm not under any illusion that we can like. I wouldn't feel comfortable.
I don't think we got that many people there.
Yeah.
Nah, and it was a Friday arvo too, which was actually sick. It was like
Worked out well.
people took like half days off work. It was like one in the arvo on a Friday. And
Yeah.
it ended up being great. There's probably close to 100 people there.
Yeah,
wow.
I think so. Similar
Yeah,
number.
but we'll call it 100.
Yeah,
We just-
150.
round up. That's probably
Near
100.
200 more. I think.
We'll go,
Yeah.
We'll go
Yeah.
250.
and it went well. Like we were even.
It's a weird experience.
And doing a
Yeah,
live podcast,
would
because I was
be.
like, I was like, we'll try and do it like our normal show, kinda. And
Yeah.
then we were sort of doing it, and it was like the pod itself
You
wasn't.
need like a call and response when there's people in front
Have
of you.
to. Have to interact
which
with the
we
crowd a
didn't
bit.
really.
Have
We
to-
at the end we kind of like
Figured out
warmed
what
into
you
it, but
need
we were
to
just
do.
trying to yard, and I think we both kind of clocked it like this is a bit weird.
Yeah.
Like, you're just chatting.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's not like an informative sit down, like listen to us about this. You want to interact with the crowd a bit.
And it's
you
not
want to make.
stand up where they know there's a punchline coming.
That's
like you know
true.
when you're listening to
Well, it's
a
almost the
podcast.
same thing to a degree. Hey, it's like a bit of crowd work with stand up. Like you got to be able to like. Well, there are people yelling shit and like.
Yes.
Oh, a couple
Yeah.
people yelled some shit.
Yeah,
It was a
yeah.
bit of fun. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was good. But then we're like, it was good because we sort of did it, and we're like, okay, the event, it was great, and we ended up getting blind and meeting like people came, and it was awesome. And
Yeah.
then the pod itself, we're like, we definitely do things differently.
Yeah.
But then I was like, it's the fucking first time we've done it. I was like,
Yeah.
you just learn from it, and
Well-
then the next one we'll do differently.
What would you do different?
I reckon we get a guest.
A guest, I think I
Good idea.
Yeah, like I think you'd
Good
have
idea.
segments or like games or like something planned where
games,
you're
good
literally
idea.
getting people, and they're there. Like it's weird to say, but they're there to see us. So it's like you may as well
Get
give
people
them
up on stage, maybe?
Yeah,
Do some shit,
give
yep.
people an opportunity to actually get involved with this.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Good idea.
And like we want to get involved with them too.
Yeah, good
You
idea.
know what I mean? Like
Good
actually
idea.
build a connection with our audience.
Surely Newies, you've got to do something around here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do the for
Like
the,
a live potty.
The 100th, because I think we'll do something for our.
Oh,
100th.
SJ's is in Newey.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
City Junction Hotel's in Hammer.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Newie.
yeah, yeah.
I
I
thought you said
realised the
Sydney.
confusion
Sorry,
there.
sorry.
Well,
Yeah.
that makes sense, right?
Yeah. Sorry, it was here. Yeah, perfect.
Yes,
Yep.
yeah. So, but I reckon we do something similar, like at a pub,
Yeah.
somewhere.
Junction
Race
Hotel.
day.
Yes, that's
Maybe a
beside
race
Grill
day. Maybe a race day.
Fuck, that'd be
Did I,
alright.
yeah, did have one really good
How
idea.
would you run that at a race day?
I would
Get a
do
box
it
in.
if I was to do
Would
it.
you?
I'd get
Of
a corporate
course.
suite.
Yeah.
And I would do a live podcast.
Yeah.
Into a punting day.
That takes a bit of pressure off the podcast too, because it's
Kinda.
still a day.
Yes.
Still there for a reason, dressed
Yes.
up nice.
Well, that's sort of I
You
want
could almost,
it to be.
like-
It's there for fun. You know what I mean?
You could half MC it too. Like you could MC the box
run a few sweeps and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Oh, great idea. Love
Yeah.
it, boys.
Yeah,
Love
it's
it.
a lot. The live potty's fun, but it's more. It's like let's get together and fucking get on the sauce.
Yeah,
really.
yeah,
That's what it ended up turning
literally.
into.
Especially your crowd too. Like, who do you reckon your audience is? Because in my eyes, it's the people who just love a beer, love a yarn, love to have a good time, don't take things too serious.
That's what we're going for, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's really all ages, really. Like that's a lot of women would
Yeah.
be like that as well. Do you
got-
find a lot of chicks are listen or
We
not
haven't,
really?
we haven't got much of a female demographic at all.
Believe it or not.
1%.
Yeah, but so the age bracket's good. We've got like a lot of young guys and then through to like middle-aged men, which I really like. Because we have like the dial-ins, people ring up, and you have like old dudes like ringing up and they
We
listen
have
to
great
pod every week.
yarns, like-
and they've always got
Yeah.
good stories.
Yeah, old
and
Aussie blokes are like.
yeah, and they're always fed up with the banks and shit.
Have you-
Like they love ringing up and having a whinge, which I love. Yeah, people ring up and blow up.
Have you had any like memorable stories, any call-ins that you like off the top of your head you can think that
Yeah,
have been like
there was a dude
fucking-
rang in the other week with a great yarn about. I mean, it's pretty crook, but he was like, him and his mate were at King Street, and for some reason he was pretending he was paralysed, and he was pushing him around in a trolley, and the secos were blowing up. Yeah, just like rogue shit, and the secos were blowing up, and then to try and prove that he was disabled, they pulled him out the trolley, and he was like crawling. It was just like yeah, but mate, people are mad, man. Like, yeah,
Holy shit. Around Newey.
yeah. This is at King Street McDonald's. and
Yeah,
stuff,
I think it was from when he was like a bit younger.
Yeah.
But we've kind of got a little bit of a like. We'll talk about Raw. It's like, you know, little things you can get away with, and people will ring in with them. And then the new one that people are ringing in with is like, in Ireland, Blue was telling me this, like, you know, you just wake up with anxiety. They call it the fear, and we were like, that's funny,
the fear.
like just that, because it's so what it is. You wake up and
bro.
like, what did I do last night? You're so
Yeah.
filled with it, and like. People ringing in, telling us stories when they've like woke up with it real bad.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
one fellow was saying that, oh, my mate told me when I woke up, like, you're a dickhead last night. He's like, what did I do? He's like, mate, you shoulder charged over a bunch of motorbikes out the front of the pub. And you're just like, oh my God. Can you imagine waking up and thinking, oh, I fucking did
I know,
that?
bro.
And like, yeah, the people ringing up with them is so funny.
You know
to
what?
me.
A recent story for you is that I had that I still like, and just catching myself looking back and thinking, what the fuck was I doing?
Yeah.
I had Pooley's Bucks a few weekends ago, bro. First night, you can imagine, like all those boys in an apartment together, like
a lot of big names.
Oh, bro, and like heavy hitters too. Like I'm just tagging along. Like I'm not breaking any records. Like boys, I'm
happy to be here.
Boys, use it. Use win, right? I'm not trying to challenges. Like I'm not trying to keep up. Like I'm just here. I'm just present. And they got to a point where we were going around in a circle, just talking absolute rubbish. And I thought in my head, I don't know why, I was like, let's talk about like. Get deep. I was like, you know what it's like. I was like, boys, let's go around and let's say like our biggest insecurity. And like in my mind, when I said that, I was like, I'm gonna try and keep this funny. Like it started deep, but I'm like, I can't go deep. Like so I was like, all right, boys, like my hairline, really embarrassed about it, boys. And I was saying it real serious. And Joey Woodbury was like looking at me going like, what the fuck? Are you fucking all right at the moment? And then, bro, it just ended up, this circle just got so deep and boys were being like, not living up to my dad's expectations. And like,
it's all your fault.
100%. And I'm sitting there going, oh my God, I've started this circle. Like people start crying. Like, bro, it was fucked. And I'm looking back and I'm thinking, fuck, like, I'm the reason this has happened.
Really
like,
suck the air out of the room.
Just gone silent. Like, I'm like, fuck, that was a terrible idea. But
we had a.
You probably helped him out, mate.
Yeah, well, maybe they got it. That's true. That's true. That's true.
We had a just back to the dial-ins. We had a brief period where people would just ring up and shit.
Oh.
Like people were just
What?
people were just calling the podcast.
Yeah.
And like while they were on the toilet, they would put the phone between their legs and it was just people shitting. Bro, and there was I
hated it.
Gabe hated it.
I hated it.
Rightly so.
First time it was funny, and then they just like 30 the
going.
next week, bro.
Rightly
Really?
so. Gabe was like, "This is bad podcasting.
Yeah,
People don't want to hear
yeah.
this." But then my mistake was like when they would ring up and do it, I would just crack up laughing.
Yeah.
you know, like when they say like when a kid's being bad, like if you're with your mate and the kid's acting up, you can't laugh at it because they're
Yeah,
a kid.
it eggs them on. Yeah.
So that's exactly. I would laugh.
Yeah.
Like someone would ring up and just go. And like shit all over the podcast, and Gabe would be like, "Fuck this," and I'm going, "Ah!" And then the next week there'd be 20 of
So
them.
in their
and then the
mind,
next
they're
week
like, this is funny.
Yeah, and then
boys
the
think
next
it's
week there was like
funny.
30, and then we had to put our foot.
I'd
down.
put a ban on it.
We're like, there's no
Yeah.
more shitting.
Yeah.
It's not, and I was like, yeah, and I was like, yeah, yes,
Yeah. Mum's right.
yeah. We had to present a united front against the shitting, so yeah, so that was good. So there's no more pooing on the podcast anyway.
I guess it's probably good to have that contrast between you two with like, obviously you're a bit more don't give a fuck, whereas you try and steer the ship a little more, would you say? Or
maybe
Yeah.
a little bit. Like we both care about the podcast.
Yes.
Bluey's just
Yeah.
a bit more easy going and relaxed.
I'm just dumb.
yeah,
I'm
but the dynamic you're explaining, like it is funny. Like at the end of the
Yeah.
day, it's funny. The Blue is like, oh, I think it's funny, and I'm like, can't stop.
fucked.
Like,
yeah.
people think that's funny,
But
anyway.
it is a good relation. Like that is good to have. That's
Yeah.
probably what makes it what it is.
Definitely,
you know?
bro.
I
It's
think
a
the
good
fact that
balance.
we're
Because if you've got two
different works.
spastics, then it's just going to be shitting. Like
It'll be
we only
train
got one.
wreck. The podcast would literally be an hour of shitting, like, and no one would. Well, some people would listen.
Some people are very upset that we banned the shitting. They're like, bring back the shit. Like,
Where do you film? Are you at your house?
just at my house.
on the couch,
yeah.
eh?
Yeah.
Would you get in a studio, or are you
Yeah.
just keeping it like?
I'd like to upgrade it somewhat, but like
Yeah.
keeping it lo-fi, like it doesn't have to be too professional, I think.
Yeah.
Like
Nah.
I'd like it looking cleaner and the clips coming up cleaner and stuff like that.
True.
But like I think people like the way we're doing it
Yeah.
just because it's our kind of brand at the
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Matt and Shane's
Yeah.
secret podcast fan, and they've always just literally just sat on a couch with
yeah.
one camera shot.
Yeah.
So when
Yeah.
we did it, and it was convenient because it was fucking heaps easy to do it that way as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
True,
But I was like,
true,
that's
true.
for me. That's the stuff I like watching. I was like, this will kind of work for us for the moment anyway. We probably like because the first time I walked in here, I sent him photos, and when I did the pod with you and Tahi, and I was sending him photos like, this is actually fucking rules. We should maybe think
Yeah,
about
for
this
sure.
one. So I reckon down the line for sure. But at the moment, it's working. What we're doing, it's been really good, and like no overheads as well. Like
That's
from
the
a
thing,
business,
eh?
side, mate, we don't owe any money. We don't really have any money
Yeah.
going out.
That
so
helps.
any little bit of money that we make is kind of ours, and we can do fucking whatever we want.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's always good too.
When
so.
did you start is it the Patreon? Is that right?
Yes.
When did
Yeah.
you start doing that? Whose idea was that?
That was my idea.
Yeah.
And it was I wanted to do it pretty early doors, and Bluey to and froed on the idea, which I respect. He's like,
Yeah.
we're giving him like, especially for a lot of people, but like paying for content.
We're giving them shitting videos. People shit on the mic.
But it's a weird concept because you're like, Bluey's like, we're sitting here having a yarn. Like, who's going to fucking pay for it? I feel
Yeah.
weird about paying for it.
Yeah.
But people do.
Yeah.
There's so many people who have Patreons, and it's like, mate, we're not doing anything wrong. All we're doing is giving them an opportunity. If they want to see it and they want
up to
more of
them.
us, they can have
Give them
it.
the option.
Exactly. And I think the earlier you establish something like that, the better.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
say we do get a podcast or a guest or a clip that goes super viral. Now we're in front of a huge audience. Now the Patreon's already there.
Yeah.
And there's a backlog of fucking episodes that they can already pump through.
And you're welcome
if
to
they
join
want
now
more.
if you want. You don't have to. You can if you want. Up to you.
And we get a little bit more rogue on there, and people's dial-ins are a little bit more rogue. And yeah, it's just cool. I think.
Yeah. What's what are your plans for the next? Like, how far ahead do you look with the podcast? Are you filming like once a week? What do you like? What is?
Yeah, twice a week.
Twice a week.
So one for the main show, one for the Patreon.
Yeah, well, okay.
2 episodes.
Are you ahead a bit? Like, have you got a few, or are you pretty?
Mate, I get him. We film, and then Bluey fucks off and does whatever he needs to do.
Yeah.
I edit it and then I schedule it to post tomorrow. So we're always just one
right.
day. Well,
So we record on Tuesday, comes out Wednesday, and then record on Thursday for Patreon, comes out Friday. So we're only ever, Gabe went on holiday, so that's the first time we've ever banked one up because while Gabe was away, which we had a guest. So while Gabe was overseas, we had one drop. So he didn't have to do anything. But yeah, we're not like we're definitely
not like 5 weeks in
Nah. Which would it would be handy, but at the same time, because it's very loosely news based.
True.
Like
it's got to stay relevant. Hey, it's
just
hard.
The topicals, it's easy. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like
well, imagine if we were talking about Melbourne Cup this week,
exactly,
or next week,
exactly.
Right?
Yeah. So but that's only because of the way that our pod is content wise.
Makes sense.
It just makes sense for us to keep it as content. And then because a lot of what we talk about is like what I did on the weekend or what he did on the weekend.
Exactly.
So it's like it's all kind of just what's happening now, and then when it's gone, and you're on to the next thing. So it worked. It's worked, and it's been mad. And we've been the other good things. We've been really consistent with it. Like we haven't missed.
That's the hard thing. Well, not the hard thing, but that's the important thing. I think
so. That was kind of what we said, and it's good that we've both been on the same page with a lot of things. But I reckon that one's been probably just keep doing it. Yeah, just keep doing it. Just keep doing it. And like if you throw enough shit at the wall, something will stick. Like,
and we're in an environment when we like linked up for the podcast where. But if it was falling out of love and didn't really give that much of a shit about it and was really blasé, so like we both know what it's like to be around that.
Yeah.
So it's like, righto, we know what we want. We both want to turn up. We both want, you don't want the other person feeling like
it's a chore.
It's a chore. They're doing all the work or whatever. Like,
true. And that's a hard balance to find. I found that difficult with my last show with Sammy. Like, it is really hard to balance that workload and not make the other person feel guilty or not resent the other person for what they're doing, what you're doing. You almost need to just find like you as a team, what you both do well and what you're both happy with.
I think we did that naturally, really.
Which is good, which is important too, because you've got to lay out the rules pretty early, I think, anyway, because I just think like, with me and Sammy, for example, like I think we just went into it like two mates having a yarn, which is good, but then you realise, people actually listening. It's actually 10 hours a week.
There's other stuff involved.
Messaging guests, organising this, getting venues, whatever, organising run sheets. It's like it takes up fucking a lot of your day. Like
if you want to do it properly, like it does. Like you can just turn up and turn the mics on and that.
True,
but if you want to do it like you're going to do it, you're going to do it properly. Like you are. Like there is planning and time goes into it, and that's just what it is. But it's good. Like that's the way to do it. I reckon if you're going, especially something like this, because it is a creative endeavor. Yeah, you are putting yourself into it, so do it properly. Yeah, I reckon that's the way to do it. Like it's good. Yeah.
What do you boys got lined up for Chrissy New Year's this year? What are you around or?
Yeah, I'll be cruising.
Actually, over Christmas, I am going to be in Albury at my.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, my misso's family's there.
Yeah, Lily's this year. Okay, she gets the Christmas.
Yeah, I thought I better give her one.
Yeah,
but I've been doing it with my family the last couple of years. I'm like, fuck, we'll go up there.
Just keep saying next year.
Yeah,
I know. I'm on the alternate. I got Sammy's this year, but yeah, it's one of those things. Hey, it's like because mum and dad are up in Queensland, so like I love going back up for it, but. I've been there the last couple of years as well, so I'm like, I better hang around this year.
Yeah,
give Sammy, her family's fucking great, but bro, they're so they get loose at Christmas, man.
Oh, same goes,
bro. Christmas parties with the fam. There's undoubtedly going to be a blue. Like, there is a family blue is brewing now. Yep. Like it is in the works now. I think about my family Christmases, like. My mum, my dad's got a twin sister, and like my dad's pretty loose, like just a bit of a larrikin, like, loves a punt, loves a beer, and his sister is like him but a chick, and she just says the most rogue shit. And like I remember when I took Sammy up there for the first Christmas, and I was just dreading, thinking, what are they going to say to her? Like, and I remember one of the first things she said to her, I was like, has he been like? Have you been rooting? Like, what's been happening? What's been happening? And I was there going, fucking Sammy's just like, yeah. family Christmases, bro, they're next level.
It's the best time of year, man.
It is, eh?
We're in that period now. Everyone's kind of clocking off.
Yeah.
I mean, I can speak for myself.
So true.
The care factor, as far as work goes, is fucking on the decline massively.
That is so true.
But then it's so nice, like when you're getting out and about over Christmas and seeing everyone's got that fucking weight off them, and like everyone's had enough
reset,
for the year.
True colours.
It's nice, man. It's I love it. I love it. I mean, I never understand people who say they hate Christmas. I think it's just the best time of year, man. Everyone's chill. Everyone's fucking. It's so nice. Man.
It is good.
It's that light at the end.
It's
of the
always their
tunnel.
personality too. Oh, fucking Christmas. Fuck off. Shut up. Enjoy it, mate.
I know. Especially around Newey too. Like I feel like Newey and Christmas, like beaches, like Christmas Eve. There's so many things going on around here.
How long have you been here for now?
This is my 3rd year, bro.
Is it? Fuck
And
enjoying it? You
loving it, man.
Yeah.
Newey's
You
good.
just bought a house, yeah.
Yeah, Newey's good, man. Love Newey. I think it's a great spot. I don't think I could do Sydney. I don't think
Sydney's a lot.
I don't know about Sydney City. I just think I drive there and I miss a turn. And I just think
I get
no.
claustrophobic.
There goes 40 minutes. Like,
Yeah. And I'm guaranteed to miss a turn somewhere in Sydney. I'm just thinking. But anyone you talk to says, like, if you live in eastern suburbs or Randwick or wherever, it's a different community thing, whatever. But I think it's too busy for me, eh?
Yeah, there's a lot of people there, man.
I used to think I'd want to live there, and then you grow up and drive there once, you're like, fuck this.
Yeah,
No way.
yeah.
I do like going for weekends, like just see some family or go to a show or whatever, but then get the fuck out of there and come
Yeah,
home.
yeah.
It's
Are
good.
you married, Bluey?
No, I'm not, mate. No.
How long have you been with your missus?
6 years.
Yeah. What's that? Is it
Jessie.
Jessie, yeah.
Trying to put the pressure on me here.
Well,
did she fucking put you up to this or what? What the fuck's this, bro? You
Jessie's
trying to make me look
message.
silly on your podcast?
Tell Bluey that he needs to fucking dirty the knee in the next few
Jesse, did you
months.
put him up to this or you fucking...
Bluey's Christmas gift. Get me a ring. Shit. Pull it out. Yeah. What are you thinking? Is it?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on
It's
it?
getting close, bro. I'm fucking the last one of me mates to get the knee.
yeah.
We're trying to. I want to get this house over. Like, we're in the same process. We've been trying to get a house over the line for like the last fucking.
It's so hard.
3-4 months.
It's
We've
so
missed out on a couple.
hard.
I'm like, and she's cool as fuck, man. She's not. She's like, she gets it. I'm like,
Yeah.
let's get this done. Then maybe I'll get you.
I've
I've got a couple of Pines Club trips, and then if there's any money left, maybe you get a ring.
Burger ring. There is like a subtle pressure though, I think, from women with that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
To a degree. You know what I
don't
mean?
even think
Like,
it's the wedding. Like, obviously that's one part of it, but I think it's just that commitment thing.
Yeah,
like, I just
it
want to
is.
know.
Yeah.
Which is like, I get it. It's
Which
for-
is
for
sweet,
sure.
hey?
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I'll get a ring.
Are you,
fucking
are you
relax.
wedding?
Next question.
No. Yeah. No, it's cool. And like,
Podcast title, Bluey proposes. Live on podcast, FaceTime.
why hasn't Bluey proposed? Yeah.
What are your thoughts on weddings and that? Because I
Love
think
them.
that's another good discussion.
Fucking love them, bro.
Is it not like the best fucking thing you can do in
It's
the
the
world?
best. They're the most fun. I had
Celebrating love,
Yeah, bro.
like everyone's in a good spirit.
It's
like,
the greatest.
I always
man.
get teary eyed, man. I'm
Yeah.
like,
100%,
I have
bro.
I'm on the
It's
beers
emotional,
and
eh?
you're seeing the
It
speeches.
is emotional.
And you're like, oh, this is beautiful, man. I love love.
I honestly agree. I had my brother's middle of last
Nice.
year, and I was best man. I had my speech, and I was just breaking down. I didn't cry all day. And I wasn't drinking. I was like, I'm not going to drink for today. Like, I'm going to try and just be normal. Mum was like spraying me, going, "If you fucking carry." Yes, Mum. And I honestly just got so emotional. Like,
Yeah,
it was so overwhelming, bro. Like, it was definitely I hadn't had that feeling in a long time. Hey, and you're right. Weddings are fucking.
It's the best, man.
It's such a
the
good.
best. The presence of love.
I
That's
know.
fucking the rules, man.
Last
you-
one I was at was my dad's. So
True.
my dad got married, and he's up. We're all standing up there, and he's saying his speech, and I'm
Yeah.
like,
Oh, bro.
seeing the soft side of dad. It's like,
Yeah. Where did he get married?
I can't remember.
Yeah.
No, it's not far from Newey, but it was
Yeah.
a beautiful
Valley?
spot. That's
You up
it.
the valley?
Yeah,
Up the
yeah,
valley?
up there. Yeah. Beautiful, like
Hunter Valley?
yeah, you know those like
Sorted.
those lights. It's like they're like really warm orange lights, so they just hang off the ceiling, like the
Yeah.
mood set, big fucking wooden cabin kind of thing. It was
Yeah.
so beautiful.
Yeah.
Me and the missus, I had this little upstairs thing. Me and the missus snuck away and we were just dancing up there and shit. And then it turns out people could see us and they were filming us and that. But it was like
cute.
it was cool. It was cool
That's
to like
nice.
look back on it. I'm like, oh, we got that moment now.
Yeah, for sure, bro.
She'll be waiting a while.
Oh, that was my next question. I was like, where are you at? How long you been together with Mrs. For?
Fuck, a while now, eh?
Has that crossed your mind yet? Is that
I haven't thought about it. It is the truth, you know. And like marriage is cool and weddings are the best, but it's like I don't particularly see a point in it. I will get
Yeah.
married one day, but it's like I don't know, the good old fucking statement is just like, why would you bring the government into it? You know what I mean?
true,
If you love
true.
someone, why do you need to bring the government
I've had
into
this
it?
chat with Samara, and my honest thing is like, I I'm not massive on it. Like I think it's a lot of money nowadays.
And it's fucking expensive.
For a day. Like if you're spending $100,000, like imagine what you could put that towards.
Bro,
Like,
travel,
like whatever.
The travel you could do.
Bro, you probably do a year overseas nearly.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You live in Bali for the rest
I was
of your
going
life.
to say, you live in Bali for 30 years.
Yeah, it's crazy. It is. And then the other thing I find with like everyone else, if you're the bride and groom who have jammed 60 or 100 grand in this day, all you spend the day, like all I've seen, not all, but like the majority of bride and grooms that I see are just constantly like, how's it going? Is everything going
happy.
well?
Well, everyone else
and then
is
the
just on
day's
the
over.
piss.
Everyone else is having a mad time. They're kind of like running around like headless
Yeah.
chooks trying to make sure this thing goes as it's supposed to. And then it's over. And then
100%.
It's obviously it's not the same for everyone. Like some people just
But that's a common story.
It seems to be
I
fairly
agree.
common.
I agree.
Yeah.
And I found myself last week, I don't know why, boys, but anyway, I was on Google Bali wedding venues and I was just looking all the way to that could be an option, boys.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
it's not that expensive. The resorts they have there, you can have all of your guests stay there.
Nice.
You have your reception there, ceremony there, fucking morning after drinks, whatever they call that, fucking wake up.
Yeah.
Early first night dinner, whatever. Like you can do it all. And I was like, a destination wedding, sift out a few of the people who fucking 50-50.
Yeah.
That
as
culls
well.
a few nicely.
It definitely culls a few.
And it's cheap enough. Like it's probably a little bit more expensive for people to get there, but it's like
True.
a cheap
Once you're
holiday.
there.
True.
Like, yeah.
But then you don't want everyone shitting there at like Bali, and I said to Mum,
Well,
I
that's
said,
true too.
I said, Mum, would you do like a Bali wedding like for me? And she was like, nah, no chance. Like, I said, it's my wedding, so
Cross it off the list.
sift. Mum,
Perfect.
yeah, Mum's not coming.
Mum gone.
Well, a lot of people now just do like a piss up, like just like a
Party.
like a big dinner,
Go on
or
a
like
lope and then have a big party.
Just do
I reckon
like
that's
a,
the way to go, man.
yeah,
Personally.
I'm not opposed to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the girls get on board.
Yeah, I know. So I've
Right.
already said like we're definitely having a wedding.
Are you guys engaged?
Nah, fuck. He's got a
Let's put
message.
the pressure back on you, bro.
He's got a message
Let's
as
flip
well.
the script on this one.
Nah, definitely not, bro. And I'll openly say to Samara, like, not near that.
Anytime soon.
Nah, definitely not. I've got other things I want to do, man.
This is a
and
big commitment already. Like,
massive,
that together.
massive,
That's fucking,
massive.
yeah.
Especially, and I had this chat. I had Samara's brother Blake. He's a pro golfer. I had him on 2 nights ago, and I was talking to him about it. And I was saying like, going from living with your mates your whole life or living on college at uni to then being like, now you're moving in with just your missus. It's a big commitment. Like,
It's a big change.
Big change.
Yeah.
And I'm just adjusting that now. And it's been beautiful, like lovely, but it's
So how long
different.
will you live with her?
Only fucking 2 weeks. Like
And you're moving in a house together.
Oh, sorry. No, been together.
No,
oh,
how long have you lived in a house together?
Oh,
You and your
2
missus?
weeks. We just
Fuck,
moved
bro.
in.
Yeah, right.
So like everything's
That's a
changed.
wild decision,
I know. I know. I know. And like we've been together for a couple of years.
Yeah, true. Well, yeah, but
And like me and Karen have been like just living the life really. Like no responsibility.
hard living
You know
with
what I
him.
mean? Yeah, I know. It's nice. Nice steaks throughout the week.
How good's that?
In Merriweather, like I'm pretty spoilt living in Newey and that. But then it got to a point where I was like, you can't live with your mates forever.
Yeah.
You gotta grow up and I am
Unfortunately.
well that's right. And I am looking forward to this next chapter and that. But initially I was like, fuck, like it's gonna be a big change, But she's been good, man. Like she's making me smoothies in the mornings, like little things,
2 weeks in.
Like that's how it normally doesn't get put back there, but now it is. I'm like, oh shit.
Good now, bro. You just fucking wait.
Yeah. So what I said to the guys at work, they're like, that's going to wear off. And I was
See,
like,
mate, you'll see. Nah, it's the best, man.
the clock is ticking.
Yeah.
It's
I was doing the same thing. I was partying up big time. I was living in a place in Bar Beach for like 4 years, and
Yeah.
I was living with my mates and just having the best time. But then when I met, it was weird. Like when you know. And then when I met Jesse, I was like, yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to leave this life behind.
Yeah.
And I was fucking 29 too. I was like, if I do this much longer, it's gonna get sad. It's gonna get sad pretty soon. So no, it was good. And it's the best thing I've did, mate. It's been the best thing for me.
Yeah.
saved ya.
Potentially. Potentially.
arguably.
I was pretty fucking, it was pretty
loose.
Yeah, it's pretty loose.
Yeah.
But it's the best thing I ever did. And then and like, mate, it's like you're gonna have fights.
Yeah,
But
sure.
then you just fucking work
Work
it
through
out.
it, eh?
Yeah, 100%, mate.
Talk about it.
Yeah,
Work
it's-
through it.
It's the best.
Yell at each other.
Have a bit of
Go to Smash Room to take it all out.
Gotta have a
Yeah, what was that like? Where were you on the weekend, were you?
Yeah. So yesterday, me and the missus went up to the Smash Room
Yeah.
and like, bro, best feeling.
Like a date?
Oh,
Would you
well,
call it,
her
or-
mum got it for me for my birthday. It was like
Yeah.
a voucher to go up there, and I was like, fuck, we should just go catch it in because she's
Yeah.
been going through some dramas, and I was like, there's never a better opportunity to go do it.
100%. What was it like? Was it a bit like...
Well, when you're like So you get there and they give you like your crates are in there. They suit you up, put your
Yeah.
boots on, all that shit, and they just like a crate of like wine bottles. And then I paid extra for this like mystery box, which was like a bunch of like little shots and ceramic shit.
Yeah,
and they want
right.
you to pick a song when you get there.
It's got to be Break Stuff by Limp Bizkit.
I didn't go that, but it's the first one that comes to mind.
That's the obvious choice.
Yeah.
I went Animals, Nickelback.
Nice.
That's not bad,
Don't
eh?
mind that.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, yeah, but like I wish that I knew they were going to do that when I got there because I was like, fuck, I don't know.
Look at this photograph. Do you know what time it all makes me laugh?
A little sad smash.
Fucking man.
That would be nice.
And then like you get in, it's only a small room and they've got like a big metal thing for you to aim at, and they got like a thing of tires for you to place bottles on, and there's like baseball bat, crowbar, sledgehammer, like options for you to pick from. And
Sounds unreal.
What a crazy idea, but whoever come up with a smash room, like I don't know who
I
that
want to start
person
one
was.
like in Newcastle because it's so therapeutic, bro. Like you don't realize how bad you want to break
The
shit
Blues
until you're
smash
doing
room,
it.
the Daily Blue smash
Yeah,
room.
you argue with the miss, it's like I'll be back. You just duck off for half and just throw
Fucking
some shit. You
smash.
come back detox.
But it's like going to the gym, or it's like doing something.
Boxing,
Like
hit the boxing bag.
Yep.
yeah, it's like you think about shit mood, have a shit day, something's happened, people at work.
Yep.
You go and work out, you go do something. It is noticeably.
Yeah.
A very similar
Better.
kind of therapeutic experience. Except
Yeah.
you get to fucking break something.
Yeah, yeah,
See it
literally.
explode.
Literally.
Like I'd been getting pumped on fucking COD. I was raging on the PlayStation.
Do you?
And
You
I was
play
just
COD?
Yeah, I've been in the COD.
Are you a
2K.
gamer growing up?
Growing up, I definitely was.
Fuck,
And
bro.
I had a big break.
So was I.
Yeah,
What did you play? Did you
Mostly
play,
COD.
Did you play RuneScape?
No, I do know about RuneScape though. I had some
that's
mates that
bad.
were big on that.
Minecraft?
A few of my mates at school drilled RuneScape.
Oh, bro.
A couple of them still do.
Did you get around games at all?
I was a FIFA guy.
Were ya?
I was a FIFA man, but then
Did you open packs and shit? Like were you online opening
I
packs?
had mates that pump packs.
Yeah.
Bro.
Oh.
It's a good way to get kids addicted to gambling. Tell you that.
That is so true,
That's
bro.
what it is, bro.
That is so true. Fuck, now you think of it now. That's why I'm a degenerate. Yeah. Just opening packs at uni
It's
every
EA's
day.
fault.
Mum, can I have $50?
Yeah.
What do you need it for? Groceries?
Yeah.
Fucking trying to get a pack open.
FIFA packs. give me the money.
Ronaldo. Fuck.
Did you play Minecraft?
I did get into Minecraft. I like Minecraft.
Did you play online, like faction servers and shit, or were you just
Yeah,
like,
a little bit. Like once they got it on Xbox, like me and the boys get our own servers and made our own worlds and shit, and
That's so
play
good,
like
bro.
Hunger
I used-
Games on there. And
Yeah, I
stuff.
used to love that shit.
Yeah,
we
bro.
would have got on very well. Bro. I used to record Call of Duty. Like I just have a PVR and like I was like, yeah, I was
like on YouTube and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, yeah.
Are they still up?
Nah, fuck. No, bro.
You got to get rid of that.
I remember
shit,
I deleted them ages ago. I remember looking back at some of them, like me talking, like sounding like
Squeaker.
a 12E. People
Yeah.
used to spray me, fucking 12E.
I was a bad squeaker too.
I had a moment.
still am.
I walked in and Gabe had just finished playing 2K when I
Yeah.
got in the other day, and I was
Yeah.
like, I thought I'd had this really original idea. I was like, you should like film yourself playing.
Yeah.
And then I realized
I was like streaming. He's
streaming.
Like,
I was like,
yeah,
oh, yeah.
yeah,
I
yeah.
thought I had this mad idea for content. I was like, you
Yeah.
should film yourself playing
That's
2K.
good. It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, but then I was like,
That's $1
it's
million
already a thing.
industry.
Everyone does it.
Yeah,
I thought it was like this mad idea. I was like, bro,
I wouldn't hate to do it though.
Yeah.
It's what you would do.
You can still do it.
Yeah.
It's
Oh.
like streaming right now, like Kai Cenat and
Yeah, huge. Hayden
you
Ross.
see
and
Fusi was in Australia. Do you,
You know
do you
that
follow
guy?
those boys?
big,
Bro, I-
insane bald dude.
I want it.
He's
These
loose,
guys
man.
are fucking retarded.
Yeah,
What the
Bluey hates
hell?
streamers.
Fuck, they
bro.
make cash, but
I
man.
know.
And who sits there and watches them? Streamers.
I get clips and I'll watch the clips, but the fact that people are watching hours
get on the stream.
hours, it's like, yeah, it's weird.
Even like the gambling
say that
streams,
in
like
podcasts.
I do catch myself watching fucking people just playing the pokies. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? Just sitting there watching this guy.
Pokey wins are good, but
They are
when they
good.
pop up in my reels and someone needs a beer, I'm like, yeah, that'd be me. And then I'd go there and just burn $50. It's sweet.
Yeah, streamers, bro.
The punt never really got its hooks into me, thankfully. But
Really?
I had some mates that were bad.
Yeah. It's a dangerous world we live in now. I think a lot of blokes
everywhere, man.
in the 20s, like you think about COVID, everything was shutting down. The only thing that was still going was the punt.
Yeah.
On a Tuesday Arvo,
And
the
the
runner
bottle
at
shops were
Ascot.
open.
Literally.
Yeah,
Beers, punt, the lot.
it's a sweet life.
Oh, well, that's good, boys. Now, thanks very much for coming on. I think that's covered most of the shit I want to talk about. Keep it nice and short and sweet. But I'd love to do a club with you again in the future and
Fuck yeah, bro.
stay in I'd like to come and get on the couch with you boys
Yeah,
and,
come have a yarn with us.
and have a yarn. That'd be lots of fun. So
Thank you for having us. Man.
Yeah,
Appreciate
yeah.
it.
Thanks for coming
You're
on,
doing-
boys.
You're killing it too.
Thanks,
You're going-
man.
It's really
I appreciate
good.
it.
You too. You're going fucking great guns.
yeah,
You guys
Jay's
killing
fucking got too much work. I said, Jay, don't forget about me, mate.
Don't
Just
forget
in the
about your boy
background.
Bailey.
Don't forget the OG, you
What about the
know.
little guy when you make it, Mr.
Number
Big Shot?
one, yeah. Nah, thanks, boys. But yeah, Bailey Talks. Hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. This will be out 2 weeks from now, so it'll be middle of November. But hope you guys have enjoyed. Thanks to the Blues boys for coming on. Lovely to hear about your story, and no doubt we'll be in touch soon.
Thanks for having us,
Thanks,
mate.
brother.
Cheers, boys.
See you, man.
Thanks, boys. Peace out.